to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kid stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kid stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kid stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. Check, we Ric Flairing on them niggas. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Ric Flairing, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death, I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. When I open like Betty Wops and find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation, the proof. Living through my elders, trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow, who can't cry built. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. Talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Phase, yeah, Moseby St, yeah, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing, son up, baby.
Yo, DJ!
Are you done mixing yet?
You're deep.
BQ, little old school, little Sam. Chick. Look. Black Sun. Too easy. Gotta keep it pimpin'. Look. Chick. Drop a deuce in my armor. I'm moving slow like your mama's mama. Vega full of that marijuana. I'm in full effect, it's no cause for drama. Presidential, my weed, man. You think my kush, man, was Barack Obama. Swing around, niggas play me down. I need a couple grands when I see my Honda. Been there and done that. Kick a flow, you can't run back. Crown royal, my cognac. Fucked up and I'm on it. Disapprove of my tennis shoes. Now I pick and choose like it's win or lose. Want them J's, I'ma go online. I don't wait in line, I ain't the type of dude. Dressed fresh like Steve Harvey, rolling Bob Marley, watching Family Feud. Reading a book on Marcus Garvey might tell you something that you never knew. Fuck the judge in McLennan County, 31 weeks, I had the county blues. Shout out to my Uncle Bubba, had the box Caprice and it was candy blue. The other week I saw a blue Ferrari, was a white boy, he drove right by me. Told myself when my album drop, I swear the whole world gon' know about me. 25 from the east side and got my mindset on the red Audi. Dropping paper like Waco trips where my Waco niggas gon' read about it. Been there and then done that. Kick a flow, you can't run back. Crown royal, my cognac. Fucked up and I'm on it. Oh yeah. Disapprove of my pimpin' moves, now I pick and choose like it's win or lose. Bad bitches, she on me. Fucked up and I'm on it. Say I been there, I done that. Kick a flow, you can't run back. Crown royal, my cognac. Fucked up and I'm on it. Oh yeah. Disapprove of my pimpin' moves, now I pick and choose like it's win or lose. Bad bitches, she on me. Fucked up and I'm on it. I done been there and I done this shit. I done been there and I done this. I done been there and I done this shit. I done been there and I done it. On 35 and this 420, fresh out of jail, about to roll a L. First blunt of the fucking day and it's 10 o'clock and I'm mad as hell. Got work at midnight, so I ignite and I take sail. Can't survive off what I scribe in my government job, it pays well. On the highway in an old mood, jamming old school. I'm just an old dude in a young body. Finna knock down this little young hottie, cooking soul food. I'm so smooth. Silk draws couldn't fuck with me. She blowin' my pop, but I'm sucker free. You paying for the drop, but I fuck for free. Lucky me. Been there and then done that. Kick a flow, you can't run back. Crown royal, my cognac. Fucked up and I'm on it. Oh yeah. Disapprove of my pimpin' moves, now I pick and choose like it's win or lose. Bad bitches, she on me. Fucked up and I'm on it. Say I been there and then done that. Kick a flow, you can't run back. Crown royal, my cognac. Fucked up and I'm on it. Oh yeah. Disapprove of my pimpin' moves, now I pick and choose like it's win or lose. Bad bitches, she on me. Fucked up and I'm on it. I done been there and I done this shit. I done been there and I done this shit. I done been there and I done this shit. I done been there and I done this shit.
You gonna dig this.
Hey, yo, Scotty, you going crazy for this one. We see what you're doing, we salute you. Hey, let's get it started. It's Backpack Capital One. What's in your wallet? Got a call from my man A. Scott. I said I got it. Love that you highlighting all of these black colleges. Try to pay me for doing this. Look, bruh, if you don't get off my line with that foolishness, voice of the swag, pull up where you at. No cap if the Brody is speaking the soft facts. My advice, tune in to every show. Captain Petty, but we know that the sergeant is with the smoke. Speculate, just tell me what is we doing. Get into it, okay, look, I'ma say this and keep moving. My boy Scotty, man, he off of the leash. Black grad, paying college, I'm glad that he called me. Walking, cause we all been taught that talk is cheap. Even primetime knows Scott for the HBCU streets.
Yo, what is up? What's up with y'all? You know what it is. It's your boy Scotty, and we are on another live edition. Woo! Listen, these janks just keep getting better and better. I hit you with a one, then I just come back and hit you with another one. All right, now you already see the thumbnail. You know who's stopping through. But first, I gotta give a shout out to Odisi Alexander, the pitcher from James Madison University. Shout out to the DMV area, who did a outstanding job against Oklahoma. You know, I don't even be watching softball like that. One of my subscribers told me about it, told me like she went dumb crazy on the girls, beat the #1 team in the softball World Series. Shout out to Odisi Alexander. Love what you're doing. Now, let's get into this interview, all right? So, Since starting his coaching career 14 years ago, Jason Mai, not to say May, because I messed that up earlier. You know, I did that. He corrected me on that. Has established a reputation as one of the brightest young offensive minds in the game. Mai spent the last season at Hampton working under Cornell Maynor. In the previous season, he was the quarterback's coach and offensive coordinator at St. Augustine. During his tenure at Winston-Salem State, May coached 18 All-CIA players and developed 2 All-American quarterbacks. He was also a part of the team that the CIA led in total offense 5 times and was in the top 10 nationally 3 times. And as I say, is part of the 3 horsemen from the new QBU. Please welcome Coach Mai to the channel. What's up, Coach?
Scotty, what's going on, man? Thanks for having me.
Chilling. What is good with you?
Man, just happy to be home tonight. We've been on the road getting out to these camps, recruiting and stuff like that. Guys coming in tomorrow, so get a chance to see everybody. It's always good to be able to sleep in your own bed, though.
Hey, it's about to listen. It's coming. Listen, everybody. I feel like this season for the SWAC is like Game of Thrones. The fall is coming. The winter's coming. Like it is coming. It is coming. I know everybody is super excited, and I am glad you're back at home. I'm glad you were able to do this, and I appreciate you for stopping through. So, you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, let's get it popping. All right, I keep it light and fluffy, so we're gonna start with these rapid questions real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Your favorite TV show, Coach?
The Simpsons.
Oh, that's a classic. That's a classic. Mm-hmm. What is your favorite NFL team?
The 49ers. I've been a 49er fan since before I was born.
Okay. All right. Mm-hmm. You got a particular favorite player?
Obviously, I mean, Joe Montana is it for me, but Steve Young followed him, and then I mean, from there, I liked Alex. I liked Jeff Garcia. I liked Cap a lot. So, man, yeah.
Okay. All right. The whole, I'm a Cowboys fan. I've said that numerous times on my channel. You know how
you and Coach Maynor both.
Yeah, because we know greatness. Okay. We understand greatness. It's the aura around us. It's different. Your favorite spot at Huntsville?
Oh, Tellini's. Tellini's is an Italian place right by my house called Tellini's. I like it.
Okay, look, shout out to Tellini's. Let me get that sponsorship. You know what I'm saying? Free sponsorship.
Yeah, we both.
Your last vacation?
Went to not Nag's Head. It was Outer Banks. Outer Banks was the last time I went on vacation. It was a while ago.
Right. You've been putting in that work. Get lost. What is your favorite meal?
My mother's chicken and dumplings.
That sounds
would definitely be first. Any kind of steak. So I'm a ribeye guy. So ribeye and asparagus is probably my second. Yeah.
Okay. Now, I usually ask this for players, but I'm curious. Any pregame routines or rituals you have to do before a game?
I have pregame playlists on my in my iTunes that I listen to. So it starts from when we leave the hotel on the bus, all the way through the locker room, through pregame. Takes me all the way up until we go in to before the game.
Just give me a couple artists, couple songs on the playlist. What you got? Who you
It varies. Let's see. It starts with Jeezy.
Whoa!
Hey, look, the kids really influence my music a lot. They do. Like the boys will be listening to something, or I'll hear something in the stadium pregame. Hey, what is that? And then it ends up somehow on my iPod. But it goes from that to we'll go all the way back to like Tupac from like early 90s. Then, jump into other stuff. Chevelle this year, they had a new album came out that really kind of dominated the playlist in the stadium. And so it's just, it jumps.
That's what's up. That is what's up. Now, I got a new section just for you, right? Just for you. It's called For the Win.
Okay.
For the Win. So let me bring this up real quick. Now, you have a choice. 2 minutes left in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The ball is on we starting at the 20. 2 minutes left. You're down by 5 points. You got to get the touchdown. Who are you picking for the win and why?
Hey man, Tom Brady. Because he's done it. You know what I mean? He's done it. Like there's no disputing it. And afterwards, the Super Bowl celebration thing at the beach, he's going to give me some entertainment there too. So Tom Brady.
No even thought.
No hesitation. Aaron Rodgers is a great quarterback. Mahomes is a great quarterback. Tom Brady's done it though. So what are you going to go with?
That's okay. Me, I would have. I'm an AA Ron fan. I like me some AA Ron. But I feel you. Listen, you can't go wrong with the GOAT. You just can't.
Mm-hmm.
I just had to do it. I wanted to see who you was rocking with. All right, now, little light questions. Did you play football growing up? And if you did, what position did you play?
Yeah, I played from the time I was 8 or 9, and I started out as a lineman. Somehow got moved to running back. Don't ask me how that happened.
Okay.
And one day at one of the practices, we were out there and just kind of throwing the ball around. And coach was like, hey, do that again. Do it again. That was it. I was a quarterback after that. Either that or they all figured out that I can't run. So we're going to make him a quarterback and, let everybody bail out and then go get 4 and take a, slide and call it a day.
And we're both the next play. I feel you. Now, what is the day in the life of a coach from wake up to bed? Like, what does that look like? Just kind of generalize it for us.
Yeah. If we're talking in season, we practice early in the morning, 5:30. So my alarm will go off around 3. Get up, brush teeth, head into the office. Usually that hour and a half maybe that I have before practice really starts, maybe 2 hours I have before practice starts is really when I get a lot of stuff done. Mm-hmm. Because once practice starts, that's coming at you 100 miles an hour. We get done with practice, I'm going to watch film, and then, my door is like a revolving door, people coming in and out. Then I've got my meetings, we got our meetings with the offense, then meet with the quarterbacks, then get the scripts together to do it the next day. So it's kind of like that's my calm time in the morning where I get a chance to kind of actually get some things done and map my day out.
Now, when does your head hit the pillow? What time does that usually happen?
It can depend. It can vary. Average 11.
To be back up at 3?
Yeah. Now, again, so in my day is a little bit longer because you add the operations piece to it. So my mornings are spent coaching. My mid mornings, meeting with Coach Taylor and the rest of the offensive staff, and we're going through that. Then meet with quarterbacks, and then the afternoons is a lot of business stuff. You know what I mean? It's the travel plans, those types of things, going back over, the police escorts, all that type of stuff. So that eats up a lot of my afternoon. Then we come back and usually what happens is either Coach Taylor will give me the script for the next morning and I'll type it out and get it and then start drawing it, or he'll tell me what he wants on it. I'll do the script, type it out, draw it out, and try to send it to the guys so they have it before they go to bed and they can look at it last thing before they go to sleep, and then maybe look at it in the morning before.
Well, you gotta love what you do. That's all you got to love what you do.
Oh, I do. It's I've never worked a day in my life. I'll say it like that.
That's real. Now, who or what inspired you to get into coaching initially?
Bill Walsh was my first real inspiration, if you will. Mm-hmm. I just thought that he kind of changed the perception of what a football coach was and had a lot of success doing it. So that kind of started me down that path. From there, it's been a mix of guys. Belichick, Saban, you obviously, can't get into coaching without wanting to be like them.
Yeah.
And then guys along the way have, the guys I've worked with or worked for along the way have really kind of shaped up, how I look at the game now. So like Coach Maynor, Coach Boulware, Coach Eisen's up. He's at Northern Illinois now. Coach Parker, he's a head coach of Virginia Union now. Like guys that I've worked with, they've really kind of pushed me through this gig. So
that's what's up. Now, if you weren't coaching football, what else would you be doing?
Oh man, I was on my way to law school. I was on my way to law school. That was what I was going to do. And I got lost somewhere, somehow. Somebody picked me up and said, hey, come try this. And I was stuck.
That's what's up. That's funny. Now, your team's spring schedule was ravaged by COVID. How did you guys stay so sharp and prepared during those times where, you didn't have games?
So Coach Maynor's a very competitive person. Mm-hmm. That attitude, that competitiveness rubs off on everybody. So practice for us can be extremely competitive. There were a couple practices early on when games started kind of getting canceled, things like that just turned Saturdays into like real scrimmages. You know what I mean? Okay. Which are simply like our spring game, which is, we divide the team up and play against each other. Mm-hmm. So that, we had that going for us. Then as the season progressed, we started doing some things off the field, doing laser tag, bowling, stuff like that, just still competitive, but, just a different way of doing it. Yeah. That kind of kept everybody fresh, so.
That's what's up. Now, this is a section I usually do with the players, and they usually do it with their team. Now, when I ask you these questions, I want you to kind of expand it to who you've coached, who you've seen, and just, it doesn't have to be from Alabama A&M. So who is the best athlete you've seen or coached?
Coached Rudy Johnson. He was the quarterback at Winston-Salem State. Mm-hmm. Seen Coach Maynor's going to say him. Coach Taylor's going to say him. After that, it's kind of a toss-up after that. Yeah. There's been some really good ones. So,
who is the biggest trash talker?
Jamez Massey, followed immediately by Brian Jenkins Jr.
I definitely can see the second one.
Now, Coach Taylor really kind of has, Coach Taylor kind of has got a spot in there too. He's probably one of the better trash talkers I've ever been around. Okay. You know what I mean? But as far as biggest trash talkers, those two.
Okay. Now, who has the biggest, let me edit this real quick. It's supposed to say arm. Who has the biggest arm you've seen or coached?
Philip Sims was probably the biggest arm I've coached and arguably the biggest arm I've seen outside of some of the pro guys. Now, CJ Dixon, he's a freshman with us now. He's got that kind of arm. So, we'll see.
Now, when you talk about Philip Sims, like what is big, like can he just, like do the kneeling at the 50 and just hit the
I'm trying to think the longest I've ever seen him throw the ball. I'm sure he could have done that, but for me, when we talk about big arm, I've seen Phil throw, a backside comeback. I'm sorry, a field comeback late and still get the ball there. Like he just had that kind of arm. It was one of those things like when he signed with Alabama, you can see why.
Got you. Now, my last question, has anyone beat Coach Maynor when he does those QB competitions, when he comes out with the Willie Beeman jersey?
I'm trying to think if okay. People have beat him, yes. The overall schedule, though, like when we talk about the series of the season, I'd be hard pressed to say that anybody's ever beat him over the course of a series, But when the Beeman jersey is on, Coach Taylor may have got him once while he was wearing the Willie Beeman jersey, and I'm thinking that Q might have got him once too. But that's about it. It doesn't happen very often.
Okay, all right. Now, the question everybody came in for: how was it feeling being SWAC champs?
It was there's a great picture that'll tell you how it felt more than anything else. A picture of me and Q hugging. Because it was just like for months, it was like this year just wasn't gonna. It was the longest season I've ever been associated with to only play X amount of games in. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Games getting canceled, games getting postponed to a different date. At one point, it was like, no sleep till we play whomever next. So it was just a massive buildup. And then, of course, you had a lot of attention around it because, no one else is really playing in the spring. So we're getting the more ESPN coverage than we normally would. And then you add to that the addition of Coach Sanders, like that brought a lot of attention to the swag. So it was like as that week was building up, it was just getting, heavier and heavier and heavier. And then to finally do it, to win it, what I mean? We going in, you're confident, you're going to win, right? But to finally do it, it was just like, man, there's no better feeling. Better feeling.
That is what's up. And I know that was crazy. And I know you sent me a video of your son just having a good old time.
Oh yeah. He's quickly becoming legend.
Yeah.
His his stuff. When he had to go back to regular school to take his EOGs. Mm-hmm. I was like, how was it? He was like, yeah, I don't know. It was all right. He's used to being around the boys and doing all that stuff. Like, what did you do for your COVID break? Well, I won a championship. So yeah. Oh, man. Well, he wants one now. He wants one.
How is the culture at QBU?
It's competitive. It's competitive, and it's whatever it takes to get the job done. You know what I mean? Everybody is working extremely hard. And, the thing about winning is, it's contagious. Once you get a little bit of it, or excuse me, not contagious, it's addictive. Once you get a little bit of it, you can't stop. You know what I mean? You keep doing whatever it takes to get those wins and to get back to the championship, win another championship. You can start to see that kind of to build up around the program. Guys are really, buying in. They really, really, want to come back, do this thing back to back. I mean, it's a good environment to be in right now.
Man. That's what's up. That sounds like somewhere I want to be. Now, is there an off season for college coaches and recruiting? Like, is there a period that it's like, all right, we're good, and then we can go see here, go here, do something?
No. Coaching's not a career, man. It's a lifestyle. I tell people that, and I tell new guys that all the time too. It's not a career; it's a lifestyle, man. It's going to dominate a lot of your hours, I will say this, we do, especially work for Coach Maynor, we get a lot of time with our families. We get a lot of time, away from the office, but your phone is on 24/7, 365. A guy's if a good player pops up in the portal or a good player, calls you get contact on a good player, you got to chase that. You know what I mean? So, there's no real off season per se. Then of course you've got winter workouts. That's going to take up a couple months. Then spring ball hits. Then they go home for a little bit, come right back for summer. They're here working out. And so, you got to kind of get all that going.
Too easy. Now, would you call your coaching staff the QB Whisperers? Because you guys have a lot of QBs and former QBs have played at high levels on the staff, so that's why I call y'all QBU. Yeah.
Well, there ain't a whole lot of whispering going on. I can tell you that. And that's the truth. There ain't a whole lot of whispering going on. I would say that, we've developed some very good quarterbacks, but in all fairness, we've had some very talented quarterbacks to develop. It's like the old saying, it helps when you're cooking with good food.
That's fact.
It's the same thing. I will say this, Coach Taylor, Coach Maynor, myself, I feel like we do a good job of bringing out the most of a quarterback's talent. And I really feel like the offense that we run, because it's so flexible, because we can do so much with it, it really can play to any quarterback's strength. As long as we can identify it and he plays his game, we should be able to do some things with it.
That's what's up. Now, going into that, what you're talking about, what you're looking for quarterback, what do you look for when you're scouting quarterbacks?
Well, okay, so I mean, obviously the normal stuff. Can he put velocity on the ball? How's the accuracy? Accuracy is huge with me. Pocket presence. Is he ducking all the time? Is he scrambling to get out of there as fast as he possibly can every chance he gets? But most importantly, honestly, we want a winner. Like, it's very hard for us to recruit a kid that hasn't won games. If you coming from a losing program, I'm not saying it's impossible. If you're just talented and just had nothing around you, I can understand.
Yeah.
But we really, really, tend to go towards guys that have, winning records behind them. Like, Coach Maynor says it all the time. 2 people on the field have a record, the quarterback and the head coach. So, we're looking for one that's a winner.
It makes so much sense. I've never heard that. Like, that's crazy. That's dope. I like that. Now, I'm glad you talked about what's important to you with the accuracy. Can accuracy be taught? Because I've heard from QB gurus that you either have it or you don't.
You can improve accuracy by improving mechanics. You can improve accuracy by teaching a quarterback to throw with a little bit more anticipation and things like that. As far as just straight ahead improving accuracy, nah, I mean, yeah, it must, in terms of building the muscle memory and things like that, yeah, but it's mostly mechanical at that point.
Gotcha. Now, how is it working for Coach Maynor? Like, how is that? You guys been around each other for a while.
Oh, Coach Maynor is great to work for, man. He's a blast, right? I tell everybody, the reality of it is working for Coach Maynor or coaching quarterbacks for Coach Maynor is like coaching DBs for Nick Saban, right? You're never going to be as good as he was at it, right? But it's a heck of a rabbit to chase, right?
I like that.
In his case, I think it's 20-something years now he's had a quarterback that's been all-conference or all-American or something like that.
Oh,
or at some level of all-conference. So really, you're just really trying not to break that streak. You know what I mean? But that being said, he is a blast to work for. He's a lot of fun. Like I said, he does give you a lot of time with your family. He let my kids be in the office all spring. COVID kept them out of school, so they were with me the whole spring. I mean, not a lot of guys will do that. He let my son take over the TV on the bus a few times. I mean,
I like that. Now, with the rumors swirling before he signed his contract, were you worried that he was going to Southern?
No, because I like jambalaya and I like gumbo. So, that being said, I know my boss.
Well,
like, I know that if something like that was coming down the pipe, I would have known about it in advance. And he's not going to go physically interview for a job someplace championship week. That's not going to happen. But it's one of those deals. Like, if it ever did happen, if he was to leave, I believe that I've worked hard enough for him and produced enough for him to offer me a spot wherever he goes. Like, that doesn't even cross my mind. And I also believe, Alabama A&M wasn't going to give him up without a fight, number one.
That's facts.
Number two, if he did leave, there are several guys on staff that they probably would want to talk to be the guy, So I was probably going to have options if that were to happen hypothetically. So, at no point was I worried about it.
Now, do you see yourself being a head coach one day?
If you'd have asked me 2 years ago, I'd have said no, probably not. It's never been an aspiration of mine, or at least it wasn't.
Okay.
The last few years, I've started to say, I think that's a challenge that I would like, but right now, real focused on what we're doing here. You know what I mean? Yes, that'll come if it does. I truthfully believe Coach Maynor, has been preparing me and Coach Taylor both for something like that for years now. We just don't really know it. You know what I mean? He gives us a lot of responsibilities and stuff, puts us around a lot of important people and helps us to kind of refine our game in that regard. So, I would like the challenge at some point, but I'm not in a huge rush for it.
Now, what are your expectations for the upcoming season?
Oh, the expectations don't change. It's listen, win your next game, win the conference, win your division, win the conference, win national championship. If you go into a season thinking anything less than that, I don't know what you're doing.
Why are you in the game? Why are you in the game? Right. Now, how do you? This is one question I really want. How do you keep that edge? Because when you haven't gone to the top, you're always pushing to the top. Now everybody's gunning for you. So how do you keep your players to keep that edge and that that fight, that grip?
Target's on your back, man. That target on your back it should motivate you. If you're any kind of competitor and you really want to be a champion and you want to maintain that dominance, that target should motivate you. People are gunning for you every day, trying to get better, trying to beat you, right? So what are you going to do? You going to let them catch you or not? Coach, like I said, Coach Maynor does a great job of emphasizing that every day. You know what I mean? Reminding us just how quickly you can be humbled,
Facts. Big facts. Now, who bandwagon I've been riding on for a minute. How big was bringing Quincy Casey into the QBU program?
It was big, and for two reasons. Number one, anytime you can get a good football player, and when Quincy played against us, we all kind of took notice. Everybody kind of stepped back and said, "Okay, yeah, he can play." Yeah. So, anytime you get a chance to get a good football player with game experience, right, into a room full of good football players, iron sharpens iron. You know what I mean? It's going to make us better. But aside from that, the fact that he was willing to, because in the first communication him and I had with each other, we talked about the room. And I was very upfront with, this is who's here, right? But we're interested in you. And he was willing to accept the fact that he was going to have to compete. He's going to have to compete coming in the door. He's going to have to compete, this season to he's going to have to try to fight Q as hard as he can. And he's going to have to compete to get the job afterward. And the fact that he didn't just want to be handed the gig when I know there were a lot of places that would have just handed it to him walking in the door says a lot to me about how the direction our program is going. Good football players want to come here and compete, then hey, we're doing something right.
Yeah, all be more. Let's go, Q. Anyway, now as a QB coach, how do you get your starters as well as your backups ready? Because God forbid, but anybody can go down at any point in time. So how are you able to keep everybody in that line and on the same page?
So as far as with the starters, Aqeel will tell you there are times where he'll take off and run and he'll look over the sideline and I'm biting my lip because I'm ready to drop kick him, get down. Don't put yourself in that position. Everybody was cheering when he got flipped over, not me, not even close.
Hey, that was Kodak. With the helmet right here, with the ball out, that was Kodak.
Yeah, if Cam been on my face, you'd have seen a much different reaction. But anyway, no, I'm kidding. Coach Maynor taught me a long time ago. Coach to your backup. You know what I mean? That's something that I've been riding for a while. So a lot of the communication that we have during meetings, particularly now as we're installing here in the summer, it's really geared towards the backup. And honestly, like with Aqeel, he comes to those meetings on Zoom, you know what I mean, as if he's a first-year player. And I love that about him. You know what I mean? He's just always trying to learn. But, it's really kind of geared towards the next guy because Aqeel should have it.
Yeah,
the guy should have it. So it's really about getting the next guy. So we really try to push everything towards him.
That's what's up. Now, you're just going right into my next question. What makes Aqeel's glass special?
Okay, so Aqeel, the physical part to it, the anticipation with the throws and accuracy and things like that, that's great. We can talk about that all day. The thing with Aqeel for me is he's just so even-keeled. And I said that when we came in, because when we got here, it was kind of a rough situation for him, in my opinion. You came in, they were rotating quarterbacks, really not giving you, and was in the spring with us. And again, it's you get in the spring with us, that's fire. So he gets into the fire, comes out, and now, it's on you. And the thing I love about Aqeel is, he never gets too up. He never gets too down. He's very even keeled. It's like the old poem "If," where he says, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat these two imposters just the same, that's Aqeel. Nothing. Same kid.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And that's what you want in most quarterbacks. You want that guy, good, bad. Nothing phases him. Like, hey, we're going to get the job done. You see, that's what you want from a leader. Now, this is one I want to get from a coach's aspect. How does the relationship between you, the OC, and Glass work? And I'm gonna be a little bit more specific. Like, you are the QB coach, so you kind of know what Aqeel can and what he's, how he's feeling that day. How do you coordinate that with the OC to be like, hey, I don't know if he's going to, play calling and all that. How does that all work together?
So Coach Taylor calls the offense. A lot of people don't realize that. He's been calling the offense since 17. Does a great job of it. And he really has a good feel for the game. He has a really good feel for calling the offense. The only person I've seen that does it could rival that would be Coach Maynor, because Coach Maynor straight ahead is the best play caller I've ever met. That said, for us in game planning Mondays, Coach Taylor and I, we're up. I'm drawing on my iPad and sending it to him via iMessage all hours of the night. This is what I'm thinking. What do you think of this? What do you think of that? And he's got to filter it out. It's good for me because I'm the one that can come up with all kinds of crazy stuff. Send it to him, and if it doesn't work, what are we doing? No, I'm kidding. No, but so there's that, and then as we're getting through the script, I'm communicating with Aqeel as I'm giving the script to Aqeel before practice, or the night before in some cases, and we're talking through some things and kind of giving what we're thinking. Coach Taylor, as he's giving me the script, is telling me what he wants. So it's really kind of funneling that information back and forth is what my job is. Gotcha. And then, when we get into game time, it's really more, he's giving me play calls. I'm giving Aqeel what he needs to know from that, and then trying to filter back and forth between the two of them. So, like I said, it's a great relationship. Now, personally, Coach Taylor's we're like Coach Maynor says, we're like stepbrothers. It's true. We fight back and forth all the time, but he knows when we walk out of that room, I got his back, he's got my back. That's just what it is.
That's what's up. That's a family atmosphere. I like that. Now, anything you hope to personally accomplish as a QB coach?
Well, okay, so I've had a kid start in an NFL game, which was a really cool feeling to watch. I'd really like to see Aqeel make it into the league. I would. I think he's worked really hard for it, and I want to see that. But more than that, I want the next guy when he, nobody wants to follow a killer, right?
Oh, that's tough.
I want the next guy when he plays, to really kind of show like he can do it, whoever it is, and to me, I think that will help. We talk about legacies. I think that kind of helps my legacy, if you will. And obviously builds on Coach Maynor's and Coach Taylor's. So, that's really what I want. I want Aqeel to make it to the league, and I want the next guy to show that he can do it too. So it's not just hey, you had a great player,
Oh, you had a great one. Yeah. All right. So once again, I had to switch it up. I have another segment called Build It.
Okay.
All right. So what I'm going to do is, let me bring it up. Now, you don't have to use these quarterbacks, but I want you to build your perfect quarterback. Arm strength, elusiveness, IQ, leadership, and toughness. Those are the traits, and you can pick a quarterback from each one and build your perfect QB.
Okay, so
I'm gonna add clutch in there too. I ain't add clutch.
Okay. All right. I definitely want Tom Brady's leadership.
Okay.
I definitely want that. Aaron Rodgers, arm strength is, yeah. So we go with Aaron Rodgers' arm strength. You don't have accuracy on here.
Oh, you get that? Yeah, I ain't
I'm going to add Drew Brees' accuracy and I'm going to add his accuracy, and I'm going to go with Big Ben's toughness. Now, elusiveness. No, I want Mahomes' elusiveness / playmaker ability. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with.
That's nice. I like that. So we got arm strength was
Aaron.
Elusiveness is Pat.
Yeah.
IQ,
I'm gonna go with Peyton Manning. Like nobody has Peyton Manning's football IQ. We're going Peyton Manning's football IQ, but we want Tom Brady's leadership definitely, and his clutch.
And his clutch.
We want his clutch too.
All right, got you. And then Big Ben's toughness.
Yep, Drew Brees' accuracy and his anticipation, and we're there. Yeah, we're home.
Got you. All right, now we cooking with grease.
There we go.
Hey, appreciate you, Coach, for that one. Now, coming down to the end, what you've already kind of answered this, but what does success look like for Alabama A&M 2021?
Win our next football game.
Okay.
Win your next football game. Win the division. Win the conference. Win the national championship. It's that our Celebration Bowl, which would be a national championship. So that's it.
What should your fans or future fans expect from your quarterbacks?
Consistency. That's what that's what I preach more than anything else is consistency. Doing the same things over, not getting bored with routine success. But that's what it's going to be.
Got you. And last but not least, is there a slight rivalry brewing between JSU and Alabama A&M? Now, let me set the scene for people who don't know. All right, so you guys come into the game, you beat JSU. Aqeel goes dumb, 7 touchdowns, 500-something yards.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Maynor hits him with the recruit more 5 stars. We got stars over here. All right. And you win the championship. And I'm going to say you stole Quincy, but you got him. You got him. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I call it whenever Aqeel steps away, walks off into the sunset to the pros, and hopefully, Quincy becomes the starter. It's revenge tour. It's revenge tour 2022. I'm getting shirts made. Listen, I'm there. But go ahead. Is there just a rivalry?
Trademarking that shirt already, huh? Listen, man. We don't think about it in terms of that. You know what I mean? I honestly, we look at it one game at a time. Okay. It doesn't matter who it is. Whoever it is we're playing against is who we have to beat at that point. If we start sitting here thinking about and building our program around Jackson, around Jackson State, we're going to overlook, whomever else. Coach Maynor says it. It's very clear. Respect all, fear none. I respect the heck out of what's going on over there, Jackson. Coach Sanders doing a great job recruiting, and I hope it works out for him. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, our goals don't change. We want to win a championship. So to me, it's not a rivalry. Now, beat us, and then we can talk about a rivalry, but we lost to Jackson. So
that's fair. That is fair. My mom said it ain't a rivalry until the other person beats you. That's that's what she said. Now, I do have one question from I wouldn't do this, but I really want to know this one. The scheme against Nugget, because Aqeel did not throw his way. And you had him like twice.
Yeah.
One got picked and one was overthrown. So that in any other game, Aqeel, he didn't care. He just throwing it left, right, So what was that against? Was there a scheme like, hey, let's not go that way, or did the game plan just didn't come out like that?
No, we don't game plan like that.
Okay.
We'll identify the best coverage guy on the field, the best secondary player on the field. Sure. We'll identify the better defensive players on the field. Sure. Okay. There was no don't throw it for in the scouting report. I'll show it to you if you want. You know what I mean? I'll say this: if Aqeel didn't go his way for whatever reason, then he must have done his job that day. You know what I mean? He must have done a good job keeping his coverage going, and it worked that way. You know what I'm saying? But it was no intentional don't go at 4.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're going to get to a little this and that. Wrap it all up. I'm just going to throw some questions at you, and you just pick one. AM workout or PM workout?
AM. I'm a morning person.
Gotcha. City or country?
I grew up in the Bay Area. I'm a city boy. City.
Gotcha. Okay. Early bird or night owl?
I'm a morning person. I tend to be up late, but that's just because I don't sleep much. So yeah, early bird.
Okay. Zaxby's or God's Chicken?
Ooh. Well, I'm gonna say God's Chicken. Yeah, I'm gonna go with God's Chicken. But that's only because every trip that I'm on with Coach Maynor, when him and I are driving someplace, we go to Zaxby's. So it's God's Chicken. The boys probably hate it though, because we do Chick-fil-A after every game. So
listen, it's God's Chicken. Now listen, this is gonna be a tough question. All right, I only ask the serious questions at the end.
Mm-hmm.
In sync or Backstreet Boys? I mean, listen, it's been a battle since the 90s.
I'm trying to think. Here's the problem with that question. I'll tell you guys on the truth. I can't think of a Backstreet Boys song. I can't think of one. And I mean, I was
Tell me why.
So I should be able to, in theory. But in my head, the only of both those groups, the thing that pops out to me is Justin Timberlake. You know, he had a chance to he was with Britney Spears for a little bit, and that's one of the lists. So we're gonna go with NSYNC.
Hey, too easy. Hey, Coach Mai. Ooh, see, I messed up again. All right, messed up.
Everybody does it.
It's so good the whole time. But thank you for the interview. This is your turn, your time. Shout outs, whatever you want to say, whomever you want to talk about, all that.
Oh man, shoot. All right. Coach Taylor, I know you're watching right now. So, shout out to Coach Taylor. Coach Maynor, Miss Maynor, love you guys. My kids, love you guys. Appreciate you having me on, man. It's been great. Alabama A&M people, man, you guys are great. Love you guys to death. Keep supporting us. We're gonna do everything we can to bring another championship back here to Huntsville.
Listen, I got one of the 3 horsemen, one of the quarterback whispers on the channels, and I'm on my way. It's going. I already know it. Hey, appreciate you, Coach Mai. I really, really appreciate you taking the time out to come on and talk with me and let people know what y'all doing at QBU. That's the QBU.
Appreciate you, man. I love the show, man. Keep doing what you're doing now.
Hey, appreciate you, Coach. All right, take it easy.
Yep.
That was Coach Mai from you already know QBU. Listen, they got it. They got everybody. They got all the arms. They got all the quarterbacks. They got it all coming. All right, listen. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Appreciate the questions. Appreciate the support. Make sure you run them likes up. Any questions that you guys have, I got a lot. Listen, I got some stuff in the pipeline that's coming. It's coming. I'm trying to tell you, I got some hot stuff coming through. All right, listen. I'm be on the lookout for them Revenge 2022 shirts. I'm taking pre-orders. You know what I'm saying? All that. So it's all that. You know what I'm saying? But appreciate you guys for tuning in. Always OFFScript Live. Now, don't forget, I might be going live on Saturdays. I will be in Atlanta, so my background is going to look a little different. But I'm telling you right now, I might be in Atlanta. I might go live on Saturday for my Saturday smoke session. I don't smoke, but I will smoke. It's them comments, them negative comments. Oh, they about to get to work. You best believe. All right. Once again, I want to give a shout out to DC Alexander, the pitcher from JMU, James Madison University, DMV area, baby, all day, every day in Virginia. Shout out to her. Did a pitching duel with one of the baddest teams in the women's softball tournament. They knocked off the #1 seed in the women's softball. So shout out to Odisi Alexander. If you're watching this, if you know her, let her know. I would love to bring her on the show. She was amazing. All right. So once again, you're watching your boy Scotty, OFFScript Live, voice of the SWAC. And you know what I'ma do. I'ma holla. God bless.